You ready, Steve? Are you ready, T-Rex? What a silly question, huh? Of course he's ready. Always ready. Always ready to greet the day. Kind of a curious sky this morning. We've got multiple layers of condensed water vapor, also known as altocumulus clouds. And it looks like we got some cirrus cloudiness. We're kind of between fronts today, but the surface map has high pressure. Let's look at that in a minute. First, let's look at the thermometer here at 8:25 a.m. on Thursday, November 20th. It's 36 degrees. We still have not reached freezing here at my house in North Weymouth. Right over there is Logan Airport, the regional roundup from just before 7 a.m., I think it was. Logan Airport, for the first time since April 9th, got to 32 degrees this morning. So just about everyone's seen a freeze except for me. And then 10 degrees at Island Pond, Northeast Kingdom of Vermont. And the temperature profile at Mount Washington, first the view. Day 2 in a row where there's no snow falling in the mountains of New England. The temperature profile here, I think it was 19 at the top and 17 at the bottom. High barometer cold, and even 22 at 4,000 feet. So some of the warmest air in New Hampshire is at 4,000 feet at the tops of the mountains, but that warmth, 22, is still cold enough for snow guns. So snow guns go on. Snow making continues, and we're in sort of an early winter pattern. And we're in a holding pattern right now as we watch a couple of tugboats coming in. We will see a tanker in the Enmore segment in a few minutes. Shall we go over to the ice bucket while we look at the satellite imagery and say, curious, these clouds. There was some fog in some of the valleys, some ice fog. Those temperatures, I didn't have the dew point on there. I just wanted a clean map. The temperature and dew point were both 18 degrees in Montpelier, Vermont. There was ice fog this morning, and so we've got a front to our north and a front to our south, and overall it is a nice day, and I think the sky is going to brighten up as the day goes on. So let's just check the ice bucket. Yesterday was day 1 for the first frost and the first ice in the bucket, and it doesn't look much thicker. A little bit thicker this morning. I like when we play this game. Oh, not going to play the game, are we? Yeah, we are. Love ice crystals. Fun with fangs. My ice bucket layer of ice has fangs this morning, and we may make ice again tonight and tomorrow morning. It's going to be close, but I think the temperature is going to go up tonight with warm air advection, and we're not going to be here. We are going to be, we just saw New Hampshire's tallest mountain. Here is Vermont's tallest mountain as seen by our friend Carl at elevation 975 feet. Looking over there at 4,000 feet. Wow. When's the last time the mountain looked like this? I would say probably about March 5th. That was the last day before we had the first raindrop of 2025 last winter. Thank you, Carl, for sharing. We will see you tomorrow morning. And while I'm thinking of that, tomorrow morning's post will not have a Steve, and it will probably not be in the morning. It will probably be in the afternoon due to ski season is here for TK. People have been skiing forever. And we still have roses in the garden, but notice the view. All those stakes, the tomato stakes, are out. So the garden is officially put to sleep, and TK is officially going skiing. And here's the official forecast. The national radar shows heavy rain with some flooding near Dallas, Texas this morning. We've been talking about the southwestern trough and the cold air in Canada, and the fast flow across Canada and the slower flow across the United States, southern United States anyway. And we've got some snow and rain there to our west in Ontario this morning. So we're going to have a front coming at us from the north and a front coming at us from the south, where last week it looked like a big storm for our Freaky Friday the 21st, and now it looks like nothing, a nothing burger. How does that happen? Because weather works in waves and weather forecasts work in waves, and you're trying to time systems coming at you. Here's the surface map this afternoon. Trying to time that southern front with a warm front in Missouri, and how fast is it going to get here compared to that cold front in Minnesota. So it looks like the cold front is going to race in here before the warm front gets here. So we are not going to have a phasing of the streams, and we are not going to have a big storm on our Friday into Saturday, as was forecast from about 5 days ago. And even I was buying it, although we were giving a probability of likelihood on it happening. And I don't think I ever get the probability much above 50 or 55%, did I? So I hope you can watch this and tell when I'm skeptical of something, and I'm very skeptical of next week. Now I'm coming over here for this photo op. If I had my camera, I would be taking of T-Rex and the tugboat. Let's go to the short range guidance and see how this merger is not happening over New England using the NAM. And it shows the H over New England today. Day 2 in a row with light wind. The blue lines mean if there was precipitation around, it would be cold enough for snow. And the red lines start to come in here now tonight, and no precipitation. Then tomorrow, here comes that fast-moving cold front across Ontario with some snow flakes coming across Whiteface and Mount Mansfield and Jay tomorrow late in the day, tomorrow night. That's a cold front coming through well ahead of now. There's the green on the bottom, warm front with some rain and, briefly snow there near Poughkeepsie, New York tomorrow night and Saturday morning. This is really backed off on the precipitation for Saturday morning. So it's looking like a third of what we showed yesterday with the NAM, with the back edge of that precip moving out of southeastern Massachusetts in time for the Thanksgiving parade in Plymouth, Massachusetts on Saturday at 10 a.m. The rain will have just ended, if it happens at all. When we see the GFS in a couple of minutes, you'll see that the GFS showed the rain's still coming. And we'll take this out now through Saturday afternoon, cold air advection. And on Sunday, this is where it ends here, Sunday at 1 p.m. And look at that, it's snowing again at Mount Mansfield and Jay Peak. Not a big deal, but some more festive flakes with no melting. Just a remarkable stretch of weather we've had here. T-Rex looking at the waves, TK loving the waves from the first tugboat. There's the second tugboat. So the guidance for next week is still all wonky. It's a little better than it was yesterday, but not much. Yesterday, remember 2 days ago, it had no precipitation coast to coast on Thanksgiving, and I said, no way that's going to happen. Well, certainly has changed. The Euro would have us with a monster storm next weekend, not going to show that. The Canadian model would have a monster Arctic outbreak across all of Canada and the northern United States just after Thanksgiving, not going to show that. The GFS, inconsistent with itself from yesterday, but more consistent with the guidance, all of the guidance showing the precipitation for next week coming in now on Tuesday instead of Wednesday. So that's a wholesale change. So here is the GFS, the American model. What's this, like the 4th day in a row we've used it? There is the heavy rain coming out of Texas. Now that's a significant trough over the southern plains, but it's a confluent fast flow out of Canada, pushing that cold front in here ahead of the warm front. And so that storm gets caught in that fast confluent flow and zips right across. I think that's too much rain for southern New England tomorrow night and Saturday morning. And that system is weakening. So instead of a phaser and attenuation, we have a racer and a dissipation of that system that last week looked like it wanted to be a monster here. And so we have a nice Saturday with not too much wind. Another front coming at us from southeastern Canada with some cold air in southeastern Canada. Nothing exceptional, but cold enough to keep winter alive, with more snowflakes coming across northern Vermont with another cold front, and almost looks like a warm front combination there Sunday night into Monday morning. And now we have the other system coming out of the southwestern United States trough. And look at how fast it's going compared to yesterday. Now that's a warm front coming at us on Tuesday with some mixed snow north and rain south. Looks fairly light. The warm front keeps on moving, and we are now in the warmest air we've seen in a few weeks, with temperatures probably about 50 degrees, with showers on Wednesday turning into downpours, maybe 60 degrees on Wednesday. Downpours on Wednesday night and Thanksgiving morning. It is a chance of a thunderstorm around here as we're in the warm sector, but the cold front is right on its heels. And Thursday afternoon, Thanksgiving afternoon, you probably have clearing skies for most of us, but rain may end as snow in the mountains as a new blast of cold air comes in Thursday night and Friday. It does not look like a polar vortex, but it looks as cold as anything we've had so far this season, with lake effect snows coming all the way across from the UP of Michigan, across Ontario, across New York, and into New England next weekend. And we'll stop it right there. That is now Saturday, the 29th, right? And we are pure cold air. Now, it's not looking as cold as it did yesterday in Canada, but that is the 510 thickness to our north. Another powerful storm coming off the Pacific with heavy snow for the mountains west, trying to play catch up with the east. And the Canadian would have a blizzard in Montana. This is more just a low pressure system in Wyoming, and snow there from Jackson Hole and points north. But note the tight pressure gradient. There could be blizzard conditions somewhere out west, as that's a 1040 high, very strong, powerful, very cold high right over the Great Lakes states, and we are the recipient of new cold and ocean or lake effect snow. And over the ocean to our south, that looks like it is some snow very close to Nantucket, doesn't it? And that low south of New England probably is going to adjust north. The Euro at that time has a monster storm in the Gulf of Maine with a major snow and rain for New England. GFS says nothing. It's going to end up in between. And while I have you, it's going to keep going down to the lower right on this map. Or, yeah, that is a tropical cyclone forecast by the GFS on the second to last day of hurricane season east of the Bahamas. Just for fun, show that. There's the different sector. Here's the sector that we use in the tropical season. And that does look like a warm core 990 tropical cyclone on the last day of hurricane season, possible east of Florida. We'll see if that's still there tomorrow. So all I can say is tomorrow we're going to show different maps, and we're going to be much later tomorrow because we're going to be snow skiing in the morning. I'm not sure if T-Rex is coming with me or not. And so it's going to be fun. And so the Enmore, yesterday's weather today is T-Rex and I walking around. A tanker went by, made a little time lapse. And of course, highlights from our friends in northern Vermont who do not wait for lift serve skiing. They just hike up every morning, and they're up there this morning again today. Rex, launch that drop. No, he wouldn't. Everyone goes over this wall once and learns. All right, so yesterday's weather today. Thank you, Tommy and Josh and Vec, for all the highlights. And I'm just waiting for Steve to look at me with the rose. But Steve, of course, never looks at the camera when I say, and more. And more. We're going to have to change it to Wednesdays are good if you can get them. That's interesting. Planes taking off toward the east, a little flow from the northeast, and thermometer's not really moving too much. That's what happens when you get long nights and short days and high pressure right over you. And the ice that we broke this morning actually reformed a little bit. Isn't that interesting? So you can get ice even with the temperature above freezing because of the vapor pressure difference. When there's a low enough dew point and there's dry enough air, it actually has some radiational or evaporational cooling that's going on. So we have midday ice in the bucket. On the first day we've had ice in the bucket at all. And we had some frost this morning. I'm expecting similar tonight. And the forecast for Thanksgiving is ever evolving, as everything is ever evolving. T-Rex, smile for the camera. Rex. Hi. Waves, sound of a jet, tanker incoming. This calls for a quick little time lapse. And get the planes taking off too and landing. Make the tanker really big. Let's see if we see any planes going over it. That was fun. Never dull, is it? Nope, never dull. What's next? Who knows? I haven't written the J blog yet. So easily distracted. What a day.
Go ahead, you guys go. I'll bring up the rear. I'll try and get a dog shot. Yeah, girl, good job.
On to the next mission. We're not competing with wind in the audio this time for sunset. Yay, one day off from the wind.
Nice snow.
And we're getting more videos. Overserved by Josh and Sean and Tommy and the dog. Is his name Andre? Is that right, Tommy? Thank you guys for sharing. This is different. Wednesdays and Thursdays are good if you can get them this week. We'll get one more shot of the sun going down here in a second. T-Rex is going to be a snow dog pretty soon.
And get a dog shot.
And Tommy's dog is Andy. Named after the Andes, Tommy? What's that, T-Rex? What are you...
Yeah, girl.
Get another shot here toward the sun as it goes down. So nice to not compete with the wind. Just about 4 o'clock now. I'm going to conclude this day, and it is going to end a little bit like how it starts, but I wanted to show you something. Rex, stay. There is some discipline. No, 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 stay. There is a little bit of discipline here. Stay. Wait. Steve. Ready? All right, Rex, go ahead. Yeah. Without the barking. So it's only when you open the slider does he do the barking thing. Ah, no wind. Lovely. Come on out, Steve. And we only made the low 40s, but we still have not gotten to 32 here. Low dew point, talked about it earlier. How's the ice bucket doing? We broke this ice a few hours ago at noon, and it reformed yet again. Wow. So remember we broke this morning and then again at noon. The magic of evaporational cooling. And also the fact that that thermometer is a little higher than the ground. It's always a little cooler near the ground when you have an inversion. I mean, it can be like 2 or 3 degrees cooler. What's that down there? Is that a sparkle or a bird? It's a sparkle. All right, can't really see the sun from here. So I may have to run down to the beach just to show you the sun. Love the no wind. If this was the middle of winter, we'd be getting a skim of ice on the Gulf of Weymouth here. The first signs of moisture returning high up in the sky. Condensation trail. Planes coming in now, again landing toward the east. Focus. Will you be joining us, Mitt? Yeah, look what happens when you have cats to your furniture. We've had Mitt now, I don't know, 14 years? About the same age as that chair. All right, take your time. Mitt is never in a hurry. We'll watch some more ski videos while we wait for you. How's that? Thank you guys. Very exciting. Can't go for another November snow cycle like that one, huh? Where's Mitt? Come on up, Mitt. Put some cats. Mint. Going down the beach. We're actually going back inside for a minute because he won't stay out by himself. Or the cats will, no problem.
That wasn't bad.
Jeepers, it feels like a Sunday, doesn't it? No Thursday front. 2 beautiful days in a row. Dog in the water. Pretty light, reflecting off the homes on the very flat Gulf of Weymouth. As the clock turns just about 4. So nice to have a little bit between the wind. What's that say? 71. Jeff K. 71. Who could that be? If you know, you know. If not, ask me in the comments section. Always the sound of a jet plane taking off toward the east. It needs high pressures to our north, but mostly just right overhead. Piano music is playing. It's a wrap. We are on the road. Out a significantly different door for Freaky Friday indeed, November 21. See you then.